Hello. I am going to be with 7th and 8th grade today, working on some Study Sync implementation. So you guys will be working as a group, both with your building level PLC and then eventually Crosstown. So this is just an agenda for the work today that you can follow as you begin your work. So to start, what we're going to do is look at our argumentative genre writing that we recently completed. And the purpose today is to look at how we grade an approaching proficient and advanced student example or student response against the rubric, and just have some organic conversations about what that looks like. So the first thing you'll want to do, so from 1:30 to 2 o'clock, go ahead and look through some of your student responses on the essays and select an approaching, proficient, and advanced student example of the argumentative essay that you're willing to share with the group. So this would be something that you're okay with both your building level PLC seeing and then Crosstown seeing. Once you have the approaching, proficient, and advanced student example selected, if you could come down here to the bottom of this agenda, there's a table for Wilson and a table for Kern. Go ahead and link your approaching, proficient, and advanced example in the corresponding row so that everyone can access them. And then if you would make the sharing permissions so that anyone at CBCSD can view, that would be awesome. So we can kind of all view each other's student examples as we're having these conversations. And then when you're done with that, we'll move on to the next part from 2 to 2:30. So from 2 to 2:30, using the rubric, so I have the rubric linked here. If you click on it here, it's page 59 on this PDF of the actual document. So here's 51. If we scroll down, we're looking for 59. That's where the rubric for this is, because it's the Unit 3 argumentative essay. So I'm looking for 59, which is right here. So here's my rubric. Once I have that pulled up, we're going to start having a conversation at the beginning just with our building PLC. So from 2 to 2:30, it'll just be with your building PLC. And then from 2:30 to 3, we'll get together Crosstown. So I want you to have a conversation about your approaching, proficient, and advanced student examples. So comparing those examples to the rubric and having some organic conversations about your thought process when you were grading those. So some things to consider are here. Do your individual interpretations of the rubric align? What's the same? What's different? And then are there any realizations that you made? So if I look at this rubric, one conversation we had at one of the buildings was this criterion right here on excellent is free or almost free of all errors. Well, what does that mean? Free or almost free of all errors. Is that 2 errors? Is that 3 errors? Is that 6 errors? And are we all interpreting that is free or almost free of all errors in the same way? Because we want to ensure that the way that we're grading students is equal. You know, if I'm in Ms. Foreman's room, I'm getting the same grade as I am in Ms. Swanson's room based on the criterion in the rubric. So that's an example of one of the conversation points that you might have. So looking at each of the criterion on the rubric at both at the approaching, proficient, and advanced levels, what does that criterion look like? And then how are we interpreting that when we grade? And are we interpreting the same? And what realizations can we come to so that when we grade this in the future, we do have some equality in the way that we're grading it as a group of 3 or 4 teachers. And then the second part of your time during that 2 to 2:30 time with your building is looking at your individual and building data. So there's a spreadsheet linked here. You pull that spreadsheet up, and there are some tabs at the bottom of the spreadsheet once it pulls up. Oh, my recording's going to end in 24 seconds. That means I'm going to have to do a second one. So I'll go ahead and stop this one and then pick up with the spreadsheet in the next video.